welcome to another episode of Shout Out to Shakespeare. Today we'll be taking a look at one of the Bard's most famous dramas, Hamlet. Let's start by looking at a 3-panel comic. There are a whole lot of characters in Hamlet, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the main ones you need to know. At the center of it all, of course, is Hamlet. He's the Prince of Denmark. You also will meet Hamlet's father. He's sometimes called Old Hamlet, he's sometimes called Hamlet's father, and he's sometimes called the ghost of Hamlet's father. Now, Hamlet's father was once married to Hamlet's mother, Queen Gertrude. When Hamlet's father died, Gertrude got remarried to Claudius. Claudius was the brother of Hamlet's father, which makes him Hamlet's uncle. Now, Hamlet was none too happy that his mother married his uncle. Meanwhile, Hamlet has a best friend, Horatio. Horatio knows everything that's going on with Hamlet. Hamlet also has a girlfriend named Ophelia. Ophelia's father is Polonius. You'll find at one point that Hamlet accidentally kills Polonius because he thinks it's Claudius hiding behind some curtains, and he stabs the curtains and it turns out it's Polonius instead. Ophelia has a brother named Laertes. Laertes is not happy to discover that Hamlet killed his father. And eventually Ophelia kills herself because she's so sad about her father dying. So Laertes is doubly mad at Hamlet, and he wants to seek revenge on Hamlet. So Laertes and Claudius join forces against Hamlet. There are a few other lesser characters. One of them is Yorick. Yorick used to be part of the court of Hamlet's father. And when Hamlet was young and happy and carefree, he spent a lot of time taking piggyback rides on Yorick's back and such. And so he just has really fond memories of those days. There's also a guard who shows up several times. At one point, Claudius tells the guard to kill Hamlet while he's away. And there are also a few Danish pirates who make the scene. I'd also like to give you a little preview of some of the most famous quotes that pop up in Hamlet. The story centers around a prince from Denmark named Hamlet. His father has died recently and comes to him in ghost form. His father lets Hamlet know that he didn't die naturally, that he was murdered by his uncle Claudius. After overhearing this conversation between Hamlet's father and Hamlet, one of the guards nearby says, "Something's rotten in Denmark." Hamlet decides he needs to figure out if it's true that Claudius killed his father. And he decides that the only way he can really figure that out is by acting crazy because everyone will leave him alone. The only person who knows that Hamlet is faking it is his best friend, Horatio. Even his girlfriend doesn't know what's going on. In order to fool his girlfriend, Ophelia, Hamlet acts crazy when he's around her. Sometimes he'll say he loves her, and other times he says he doesn't. And at one point, his advice to her is she should just forget all about him and go become a nun. And he does this by saying, "Get thee to a nunnery." Now, Hamlet's father has said he needs to avenge his death. Hamlet needs to do something about it. He needs to kill Claudius and seek revenge. And Hamlet's torn up about this. He doesn't know if that's the right thing to do. He's not even sure if Claudius is the one who killed his father. So he spends a lot of time thinking about this and trying to figure out the right strategy. Should he avenge his father's death? Should he even live or die himself? That's when he utters one of his most famous lines, "To be or not to be? That is the question." Well, spoiler alert, Hamlet decides to be, and as he is in the process of trying to avenge his father's death, he accidentally kills Polonius, his girlfriend Ophelia's father. When Claudius finds out, he makes a plan to use that against Hamlet and send him away to England. And he tells a guard to secretly kill Hamlet while he's away in England. But on the way to England, Hamlet's ship is attacked by pirates. And when they realize he's the Prince of Denmark, they're afraid that something's going to happen if they attack him, so they return him to Denmark. He meets up with Horatio, his good friend, and they're sitting in a graveyard when Hamlet notices a skull. And he asks, "Oh, whose skull is this?" And Horatio tells him it's a man named Yorick, who Hamlet knew when he was a child. And that's when Hamlet says, "Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio." Now I hope you'll have some fun watching this crazy little cartoon I made using clips and some construction paper pigs, a version of Hamlet that should give you a few more details of what's going on. One thing I love about Shakespeare is that when you know about Shakespeare, you really can understand a lot of references that happen in comics and on cartoons and in television shows and in movies. So I've collected through the years a number of comic strips that have something to do with Hamlet. So enjoy these now. You've enjoyed learning a little bit about Hamlet this morning. If you want to read the entire story, then check the materials section where I've got a read aloud version of Hamlet that you can access. Until next time, bye.